The social studies tie that we had for the WebQuest was looking at some mapping skills and tracking hurricanes. And when they looked at the path of some of the hurricanes throughout history, they were really, really amazed. And they didn't realize, I don't think, that they formed off the coast of Africa and then come across the ocean and build up speed. But they were kind of amazed to see, oh my goodness, look at all of those from 1851. What they really enjoyed was when we talked about other hurricanes. There was one in what was that? In 19,
like the turn of the
century
Galveston
ones. in Texas.
Oh yeah,
You read about that one. And just that at that time there was no warning, no preparedness. People had no idea that was coming. So we talked about hurricane hunters. Being in this eye of the storm, taking that risk to help relay information so that the public is ready, which really I think helped them when it was time to write their scripts.
Well, this was the other thing with the social studies. We didn't do this in social studies, but it did tie in. They had to go through, I don't remember what link it was, but they had to go through and tally how many hurricanes had happened in each decade since 1900.
Yes.
And it's like one hurricane up until the 40s, and then all of a sudden it's 2, 4,
Yes.
6, 10, 12, 15.
Oh, really?
Oh, the graph
And then that's when they made the line graph, and it goes right up. And almost everybody said, well, that's funny, why are there so many more now? And then a couple kids, when we discussed it, brought up global warming. And I mean, it could have gone in a lot of different directions. We didn't necessarily go in that direction all the way, but it could have gone that way.
It was a good way to have them raise some different questions about why these things were occurring and really analyzing graphing and looking to see why do you think it went up and increased so much. So I really liked this graph. I think that it helped them a lot. And we kind of guided them through that one as well. But it was another part of reading carefully.
Right.
Because initially some of them were creating line
Line
graphs.
Bar graphs.
Then we were able to talk about when and why line graphs are more appropriate, when and why bar graphs would be appropriate. So
Right.
that was the task C on the WebQuest, but then I really liked this one because they looked at specific.
Yeah, and that was the one with the slideshow where they looked at the pictures of the destruction.
And it went through a couple years of the most destructive hurricanes in the history of the U.S. And there was some footage, there were some pictures that they were able to see. It told them how much damage it caused, how many states were affected by it, and they were just shocked at some of those. And for me in class, it gave the opportunity to just talk about hurricanes that I've either experienced or my parents have told me about or grandparents have told me about.
That was really helpful too in getting some of your reluctant readers excited because destruction.
Yes.
They were all about that.
They love it.
And then, and then they wanted to read. Most of your books were about
Yes.
some sort of disaster and its effects.